too. It's a matter of who has the better maroon and gold team in the state of Minnesota.
There you watch this. There's 5 minutes left. There's only been a combined 4 shots on goal. And you'd think it would be an awful period. It hasn't been. Rasmussen looking for the 5-0. But a nice save by Lentis. Mrazek back behind the net. And now Mark Christian battles to get it to center, but he is stripped of the puck by Mike Anderson. That was a nifty play. And in it goes to Mike Crowley. We told you that Bonin and Treble were 1-2 in the league in scoring. Mike Crowley is third. It's been a while since Minnesota has had the top 3 spot in the league scoring. Rasmussen centering it, and the shot by Anderson got past Lenzik, but just wide. Treble shooting, that's deflected into the corner. Now Crowley, as Minnesota has really turned it up here, sending Crowley in deep. And the loose puck finally controlled by Taus, who gets it out at center ice. Rasmussen battles to get the loose puck and dumps it right back in.
Boy, the freshman for Minnesota
against Minnesota is Dan Woog. A draw to the Dogs. It's played to the line, and Billing elects to dump it deep. It comes skipping right back in on Jeff Boney. Has to scoop it up.
In this game, they're being very cautious as that puck comes around the boards, or when it caroms off the boards, and a shot from the point.
Beekman wins the draw, and apparently John Seidel. Beekman wins the draw again. Hansen through a screen. It's off a leg and into the corner. Hansen lining up a screen shot that deflects high. If that ever would have reached the net, I don't think Moan had a prayer to see it. And now the puck maybe underneath the box. No score. The zone, and LaFleur comes back to trap the man and prevent a further rush towards the net. Here's Walkman. Mike Anderson, the freshman, with the Duluth line and slides it past Lidster, then he goes down. And it's knocked around by Gilling. Larson playing it to the point. Wadley, a rocket and a stick save. Made by Lenzik. Out at center ice, Wadley stepped in front of the pass, and LaFleur recovers well. Now Woog battling Kulik. And Larson tipped it ahead for Anderson. But Lidster back to get it. And I think the pace is even faster here in this period than it was in the first.
Frank, it certainly is, and there's no question neither one of these teams has a lot of time to maneuver once they do get the puck. As soon as they get it, they've got somebody on them almost immediately.
Crowley shooting, and this goes off the glass. The prior chance for Minnesota was Rasmussen and Woog teaming up right in front of the net. Now Beekman brings it in. Blocked there by Treble. They drop it to the slot. A nice play by Woog to break up the shot by Kulik, who goes after the puck again for Duluth. Another shot hits a skate. Woog throws him into the wall. And Rampo behind the Minnesota net. Here's Treble. Spins away from a check by Rampo. Crowley. Anderson at center. And he is jammed out of the play by Greg Hansen. Max Beekman back behind
to make the easy save.
Dan Woog to face off for Minnesota against Dukowski. The puck goes into the corner and it's picked up by Bill Cowell. Taus takes a slam back behind the net, and here comes Dukowski, number 32 for Duluth. Dukowski in over the line. Watched by Crowley. Those minor penalties are over. At the line, it's played in deep. Here's Fedorenko, is broken up by Treble, and Rasmussen brings it to center for Minnesota. Slips through. Will he get the shot off? No, Lenzik there to bat it away. And he drew a penalty. Boy, there was a graceful move by a big man, Eric Golds, with 7, and leads the team in power play goals with 4. And he is out on this power play unit. Hansen with a block at the line. Checked by Woog. Chased by LaFleur. Fedorenko shooting it around. Peluso to the line. Mrazek shooting, and a nice save by Moan. Playing the puck right up out of the... Father Jim played at Denver. He also had an Uncle Tom that played at Denver in the early 70s. Cousin Mike up at the NHL right now.
Right.
Mike Peluso.
And he's also on a 7-game scoring streak for the Bulldogs.
He is on their top line with Joe Rybar on the left and Joe Cicerello, the team captain, on the right. Dogs on the power play another minute. That puck was standing on edge as Mrazek's shot. Here's Mike Anderson shorthanded racing after it. It allows Woog to pick up the loose puck. Woog chased to the corner by Mrazek, and he elects to dump it deep to chew up more time on that penalty to Bertliot. And Woog throwing, or Anderson throwing the hit behind the net. Here's Mrazek to pick it up again. They find Peluso breaking in. He's stripped of the puck. Back to the line. Beekman. And into a crowd it goes. Rasmussen. Make that Mike Anderson to get it out and all the way down. This is a pretty good penalty kill by Minnesota.
It really is. You know, when you're called upon to be a penalty killer, that's an exciting time for these players. They know their strengths, and so often they want to continue to be in that position. So if you want to kill penalties, you've got to put your best foot forward all the time.
Well, there's a pass that went off a Minnesota foot, and it jumped right to Ryan Kraft. Rozic at center, 6 on the power play. Rybar looking for the foul. And Lenzik's end. The L's are getting in my way here. What's happening down that end?
You know, that's the only first power play of the game for UMD, but they've got to be frustrated in that it was stopped by Minnesota. Last year when the Gophers went 6-0 against UMD, they stopped the Bulldogs on all 38 of their power play opportunities.
Right. There's not an active Duluth player who has a power play goal against Minnesota in their career. That's pretty incredible. I tell you what, Tom, we're looking at action now in the Duluth end, but as it comes back into the Minnesota end, the Dogs are on the verge of putting one in here. They've really peppered Jeff Moan, and now a shot is off a stick, off Jason Godbout stick and out of play.
There has been no let up at all. Remember at the beginning of the year where they go
in the game. And we are late in period 2. Second period this year traditionally has been Minnesota's period, outscoring their opponents 21-13, but not so here tonight. And we'll tell you a little bit later that the third period is Duluth's period. That's a lookout period. They've been so good in the third this year. On the power play, their second is brought in by Peluso. Watched by Wasley. Now Walkman shooting it around. Anderson after the puck. Played by Beekman to the far side. Now Hansen to the line. Mrozik quickly to Peluso. The shot right on. And a nice save in traffic by Jeff Moan. Boy, this has been a fun game to watch. And they dig it out in the corner. Mrozik. And it's played out by Anderson. 2 minutes exactly in the period. A minute to go in the penalty to Checo. And Duluth with time. They lead it to Rybar off his stick. Treble trying to gain control. Throws it in the air. Grabbed by Hansen. He patiently waits for the zone to clear, then throws it in deep. Godbout off a stick. Blocked at the line by Mrozik. Played deeper. Rybar after it, trying to get away from Kraft. Now Godbout and Cicerello. Here's Treble to get the loose puck. Fires. Center, he's jammed to the rail. Wasley cross rink to LaFleur. Now back to Rasmussen, who gets it in over the line. Lindzik shoots it to center, or rather Lindster. Taken away now by Rasmussen. They stay onside. And a glove save on a shot that would have been off target. Lindzik holding on to get a whistle. And a face-off. 2:30 to go here in the 2:30 gone, I should say, in the third period. Woog out for a face-off along with Rasmussen as Lindzik, who was, as you saw in that flurry in our highlight pack. As we come back to live action at the deck. Moan behind the net, shooting it around. Woog waiting for it. Rybar knocks it down. Now Peluso in the corner trying to get away from Woog. And Minnesota gains control, can't get it out. LaFleur went in like a fullback, and now it's brought ahead by Anderson. Shooting at a pad, and the rebound! And Lindzik makes the stick save and then scoops it up with the glove. What a nice rush by Anderson.
You know, check his skate as he goes back to the bench right now and make sure certain the edge is still there.
Dan Woods just fired a puck through the crease. If that would have hit anybody and changed directions, I think it might have gone in. Wasley behind the net. It was blocked behind and deflected in front. And Bois nearly knocked it in the net. Well, the early pressure by Mark Christian. And now Jeff Moan to make a glove catch.
What they're looking for.
Woog, Anderson, Rasmussen, which has been a very effective line for Minnesota out right now. Wasley throwing a hit in the corner on Bois. Curtis Bois, number 11 from Thunder Bay. Wrapped up by Woog. A nice play in the corner. Christian back into the left wing corner for Bois, and Woog is still all over it. Bois is going to have nightmares about Dan Woog. A quick shot from the corner, and it's caught in the midsection by Moan, and he holds on. Greg Hansen with the shot.
And Hackstead was standing right.
I actually went to a college that had a piano in the marching band. I kid you not.
Must have been a big guy.
He was. He was a burly dude. In fact, it was a school that the Gopher basketball team played in the NCAA. What, 2 years ago? They played Southern Illinois.
That guy's still there?
The piano. Heard the song "The Piano Man." That was him. Out at center, Killick, one-on-one. Tell you, LaFleur and Godbout on defense really have impressed me here tonight.
They have played very solidly. You know, they're the type of player you're not going to notice a great deal, but they play the job to a T when it comes to playing the defensive part of the game.
And here they get some help in front of the net from Woog, who hits Rasmussen in the back with a pass. And then elects to shoot it all the way down. It should be icing, and it is. Challenged by Hendrickson, forced to cough up the puck. Woog has to shoot it in and allow Minnesota to touch up. Snell behind the net. Bois tied up by Anderson. And LaFleur over to Wasley. And they throw it down low. And an icing call, or we got offside. No, we'll make an offside at the line.
Most emotional leader on this Bulldog squad. Mike Sertage very high on this senior netminder.
Snell from behind the net, and a long pass comes in on Moan. Kulik goes after it. Max Beekman in the corner. And now here's Mike Anderson. I'm starting to think and wonder a little bit, Tom, here, if this would be Minnesota's best 60 minutes if they continue here for the remaining 8.5 of the season.
And there's no question, frankly. They've had some solid play all the way through here. None of the players have let up at all, but that's on both squads, too. I mean, this has been a well-played hockey game by both clubs, and I think the coaches have got to be happy. I'm sure Woog a little happier than Sertage at this point.
Oh, absolutely. It's February. Here's a close-in try. Now another shot. That's kicked away by Moen as he makes the save on the defenseman, Chris Snell. Ronco centering it. That's off the stick of Moen, and it's played by Anderson out of the zone. Snell's pass picked off by Woog. And then intercepted by the Dogs and played in deep. They'll start to turn up the pressure here as the clock becomes a factor. Minnesota up by 2, 5:15 to go in regulation. Crowley onside to Rasmussen. What a nice move to get away, but then a good recovery by Christian to take the puck back. And here's Mark Christian.
Both teams have done a pretty good job of shutting down some of the big players.
Here's Gilling trying to battle for the puck, but he was stripped of the puck by Wu. About 2.5 to go. And a long outlet pass to center right. Rybar got it into the Minnesota end. Peluso into the corner, but Swakman there first. Played it up for Rasmussen. Peluso rolls it to the middle, but it's played out by Godbout. Woog was jammed down from behind at center ice, and then Minnesota shoots it deep into the Duluth end. Here's a steal. Rasmussen playing it deep. Lidster stripped of the puck by Larson at 1:21, and that wrapped up the scoring. But the the big board takes us to the deck in downtown Duluth, and game 2 between the Golden Gophers of the University of Minnesota and the Bulldogs from the University of Minnesota Duluth. And Woog's line out for Minnesota. Here's Swakman shooting it around. Woog after it. Mike Anderson back to play it again. Rasmussen is on the left wing. Eric Rasmussen, the freshman out of St. Louis Park. We thought he had a particularly strong game last night for Minnesota. Here he is breaking in with the puck. Rasmussen stops, comes in again, and he shot it just wide. That was a heavy shot. Swakman behind the net. This is Woog. Knocked down behind the net by Beekman. It's loose at the side. And then Rasmussen again in tight quarters. Swakman left point, lengths it up and lets it go high. Rasmussen centering for Anderson. Lensick a beautiful read and then made the save. And the puck is back up on the padding on the net. And he holds on.
Frank, it was almost like a power play for the Gophers in that particular session. They had some good chances with Rasmussen really leading the way coming in on that wing position. A look at Doug Woog, always teaching the players right now. The first few moments of a game are so important. Defensive zone on a power play especially, so you can move the puck around and get some of those quality shots.
Now Zwackman trying to go behind his own net, couldn't quite get there, goes out the other way, and then Woog helps the puck all the way down. Lidster behind his own net. And Minnesota hanging back. No one's in the zone right now. Zeraman short. Lidster gets it to center, and Rybar works it ahead. Looks for Ramfo. That doesn't work. Joe Rybar tied up and has to throw it. The Gophers are able to throw it all the way back. A half minute to go in the power play. Oh, and then Crowley throws it in deep. Lidster having some trouble as Woog comes barging in, steals it, centers it. Rasmussen walking in for the shot. Lidster the save. Now Crowley to the side. Rasmussen alone again. A backhanded a goal.
You can make some things happen. You force the young players into making mistakes. Right here, watch the patience here. Now the puck comes over. All of a sudden, you've got Rasmussen taking the first shot. The save is made, and it goes all the way back out. And Crowley then was controlling it. Crowley making a good play once again. I'll tell you, he's a guy who can make the plays for you. May not get the goals, although he can score a fair amount of goals. But as a playmaker, he's tremendous.
Absolutely beating 2 assists, his 13th and 14th of the season on 2 Minnesota goals. The shot by Anderson goes into the corner. Hansen after it. Under 10 minutes now, period 1. Waugh brings it into the Minnesota end. And now the pass a little bit behind Crowley. Well, based on yesterday's game, Tom, this 2-0 lead would be a little bit comfortable.
Boy, it sort of zips out there when you press that secret button, but great defensive play there because it would have been a good 2-on-1 for Duluth.
Is he one of those guys that uses the stick stretcher that you've been trying to sell?
That's right. You know, as a defenseman, what you want to do is you don't want to extend your arm all the way. You want to hold it in a little bit, so if you want the opposition to think that you can't reach any further as soon as that puck comes, then you just kind of jut it out.
Treble there with the interception on Kulik's clearing pass and actually got a shot on goal too. Now Rasmussen as the Gophers are just storming the Duluth end. Beekman in the corner having trouble. It's centered again. Hops off a couple of skates. And Kulik can't get it out. Blackman playing it deep. There's Rasmussen with a hit on Kulik. And now out to center ice, and that's poked away by Zwackman, and then Hendrickson with a hit. What a using the lumber, legally or not, I don't know. He didn't get a penalty for it, but he put the hurt on somebody pretty good behind the net.
Well, he certainly does. I think when you look at some of the key players in hockey, whether it be in the college ranks or even the NHL, that so often they're grabbed, they're hooked, they're held, everything to take away from their game, and they get a little frustrated with it. And that's the only recourse they can do. A lot of times they're not strong enough or tough enough because they're going against some pretty big monsters out there.
Yeah.
So they do this trying to get the other player to let go, and a lot of times they will not get a penalty, but every once in a while the officials will call them for some unnecessary roughness on their part.
And you can rely on your bigger teammates only for so long, and then you've got to make the commissioner of the league. Thanks, Craig. Mrozik wrapping it to the line. LaFleur, a shot knocked down by Woog, and it goes behind the net. Poked away by Lenzik. Rasmussen blasted by Peluso. Like Peluso does like to throw his weight around a bit. And out to center right, Cicerello. Stripped of the puck by Wadsley. And LaFleur goes back for it. Back out at center. Launched back into the Minnesota end by Chris Snell. Mike Anderson. Freshman and former Jaguar from Bloomington Jefferson. Kulik. Pass a little too far for Cicerello.
Bonner and Treble working so well together. Don't have to be fast about it, just be accurate. Just gets it back to Treble, and the big defenseman just puts it down the ice again.
Too far for Mrozik. Godbout with the interception. Gets it ahead. Short-handed. Here comes Woog. Lines it up and lets it go. And it's turned away by Lenzik. And his deflection went in the opposite direction he thought it would go. But nonetheless, Lenzik made the save. Ramfo is turned back. here. The home fans are getting pretty much on the Dogs, whose power play has dissolved here.
It has, and now they're putting pressure on themselves. What happens in situations like this now, all of a sudden one guy wants to do too much. He wants to show that, hey, we can control it, and winds up just giving the puck away, giving up that control, and the other team will just shoot it back down the ice again.
We get a whistle.
And puts it away. Power play goal for Minnesota gives them a 4-0 lead.
And for Dan Treble, his third, and he is back into the scoring parade again. After an 10-game streak was snapped last night. Now has a goal and a total of 18 points in the last 12 games. Treble, Kraft, Crowley, and here's an opportunity. Lenzik again, as the Gophers really storm the net. Now Duluth 3-on-2. Mrozik trying to blast one right through to Bust, but it wouldn't go. And about 4 players now catching up with the play as Fedorenko sends it into the corner there. A couple players that I mentioned are all in on scoring tears at well better than a point per game average. Well, here's that last
this year. I mean, the depth is there for Minnesota, and they are relying on everybody here tonight, and everyone is performing for them. The Bulldogs are having a tough time containing them.
Dogs have only had 4 shots on goal. Minnesota has taken 10. They stay onside. This is Rasmussen. Treble to the side for Crowley, and he spins with it again. And then he sets up shop. Treble a shot on goal. Rebound, and it's poked away by Rompo. Treble keeps it alive. It's centered. It's knocked out of the air by Dukowski, and it's back to center. Kulik. Rompo drops it back. Treble with the interception, and Minnesota back the other way. Crowley in over the line. Lines it up. Lets a shot go that Lenzik turns away. And the minor penalties to Kraft and Mrozik are over. A 45-second two-man advantage for them to get some points on the board here. And Peluso slides it back to Hansen. Mrozik. Hansen again. 3-on-2, they bring it in. Fedorenko, and a deflection in front. Rebound. Pushed wide. 5-on-3 hockey, Mrozik.
In time.
15 seconds left on the two-man advantage. At the line, Peluso keeps it in. There's a look at the total shots. Peluso firing it wide. Now Peluso in the corner after the puck. Beekman. Jesse Bertliot stepping on. 110 of 5-on-4 hockey. Mrozik jammed up by Woog. It's not out of the zone. Peluso looking for a tip-in by Fedorenko. Hansen. And it gets away from Fedorenko. Woog took the hit from Mrozik. And the Gophers fan on it. Fedorenko has it. Moves to the middle. Ran into a crowd. And a tip-in try by Beekman won't work. Off the glass and out of the zone. Hendrickson, he'll be visiting with Ryan Lefebvre after this. Nobody had anybody in the box, and I thought we'd go to 4-on-4 here. Major issue, I think we should debate it. Here's Fly after the puck. We're 2 minutes into the third. Woog with a loose puck. Rattled pretty good by Hackstead, and 6 are up, folks. We may see a little more ugliness before it's over. Bosley, LaFleur, and he ran right into Adam Roy.
Nice play by Roy, just getting right on top of LaFleur, just to knock the puck back into the Gopher zone.
Rasmussen shooting it in. Dustin is up here in the Duluth paper, gave the fans a pretty good rap today, saying they were way too quiet. Well, not too many of them who have left here, Tom, and this game is all but decided. They are sticking with the Dogs so far, maybe not very vocal. .12.5 to go in the period. And up on the far side, Fedorenko. Cicerello gets a piece of it. And Charlie Wasley. This will be and a half-minute remains on the penalty to Hendrickson. Lindstrom from behind his own net. Rompo stays onside. Rybar lets a high shot rip off the tall glass there. It bounces to Minnesota. They headman it quickly to Woog. 2-on-1 with Anderson. And a beautiful play to break it up by Taus.
Well, it actually became a 3-on-1 because Charlie Wosley moved up to the play as well.
Now Joe Rybar leads the Dogs back the other way. Still in the power play, which is about to expire. Hendrickson is back on. Rybar to the line. Taus can't hold the zone. And the penalty killers
making the shot and DeBus making the save.
Coming up on 6 minutes left. Could be a rather historic night if they continue to shut the door on the Dogs scoring. 2-0 last night. Right now it's 7-0. Rasmussen from behind the net. Out to center, but too high and too far for Mike Anderson. For whatever reason, they've waved off the icing. And now it's batted away by Woog and played deep by Anderson again. Woog throwing a hit into Gilling. And Litzner up the middle in his own end. Litzner should be offside. They are.
Them all the way through here. And so by winning this game certainly assures them of staying in good solid contention. Of course, the Gophers were picked as the preseason favorites to wind up first in WCHA, but I'll tell you that Colorado College got a very explosive hockey club.
Still 15 seconds. LaFleur at the line. Shot right on Molden. And Rampo plays it away. LaFleur. Screenshot, actually a pass. It was blocked by Hansen, cleared out. And Christian steps on. They'll whistle him down on the infraction, taking that pass from his significance of it and the accomplishment of it, because win. We'll be back in a moment. Perkins Family Restaurants and Bakeries. 7-0 the score. 2 for 3 for Minnesota on the power play. 11 players with points. The Dogs struggling on the power play. And this will be the first time, possibly, that they would be shut out back-to-back at the deck. But they've only been shut out twice here in a total of 572 games. The second time came last night. Bradley Center in Milwaukee for this, the third annual College Hockey Showcase. In Game 1, Minnesota against Michigan State live. For State. Slater tried to get a pass to Tony Tozzolino, but it's off his stick. Eric Rasmussen played it to the line. Now a second effort gets it into Michigan State territory. Slater behind his net being chased by Rasmussen. Right up the middle he comes. And from center ice, it's flipped in deep by Jeff Kozakowski. He goes in after the puck, but it's played away by Jeff Moan. Chris Smith shooting from the right point. It goes all the way through, and Van Staldinen plays it in deep. It never did come down off the rail, and that really got Richard Keys all tangled up behind the Minnesota net. And now Mike Anderson over to pick it up. Blocked at the line by Van Staldinen. And lifted high in the air and flipped out by Anderson again.
Frank, you watch right now, the one thing we're seeing is a punt to it, and he gets a stoppage of play for his team.
1-0 the score, 6.5 minutes into the game. Minnesota with the lead. In the corner, Tyler Harlton trying to get it out. Nice block by Crowley. It's popped in front of the net, then intercepted by Mike York, number 61. The man that Ryan Lefebvre was talking about in our pregame show. Pass to the line, broken up by Carter, who comes away with a steal. Then a great recovery by Crowley to intercept that shot. Treble actually hands it away, then comes back, and he blocks the shot of Mike Watt. Now it's loose at the side, getting scrappy around the Minnesota cage. Moan breaks up one pass. York behind the net, all knotted up by Treble. York trying to spin his way free. A couple of big boys going at it. And it's shot around by Woog. Far side, Harlton. Played it behind the net. This is Carter. Boy, I'll tell you, York and Treble just finally got away from one another. And the puck back out at center. Harlton's right wing pass, no one home. Icing against State.
2-0 lead.
Now the power play for Michigan State. They score on the first shot from the left point. A bullet. Mike Ford.
Left point position. Move it back and forth until you get someone in the open and just let the shot go. Look at the bodies in front also. Jeff Mullen a little bit too far to his. Tozzolino gets the goal to bring the Spartans to within one.
And a big lift for him indeed. It only took 8 seconds. with the manpower advantage. Now the Spartans work at the center again. Ferranti getting it in over the line to ahead for Taylor Clark. He puts it right through the Minnesota crease. Charlie Wadsley over to pick it up. Out at center. Rasmussen fires, and Albans makes the save on the rebound shot. Taken by Mike Anderson. And then Anderson is underneath the pile there and doesn't like it. Ooh, he took a blast to the belly, it looked like. And while they separate him and hand out likely roughing minors, we'll take here. Berg, I think, gets the lone assist on that one, 12:54. Well, let's throw another assist for Crowley and give him a hat trick and assist by my count, Tom. You got him.
That's exactly right. Last Saturday at Duluth, he had 4 points on a goal and 3 assists, and just continues to shine in that area. He is.
Yeah, that could be a very telling goal indeed to put Michigan State down by 2 now. With 6.5 to go, period 1. Wyatt Smith gets it in. Dan Hendrickson after the puck in the corner. He's smashed up in the far corner by Chris Bogus. At the line, Godbout keeps it in, threw it into a crowd. Kicked free for a moment by Wyatt Smith. But then in turn, shot by Chris Slater out of the zone. LaFleur got enough control of the puck to get it to Smith, who hands it away to Tozzolino. Bouncing puck at the line. Wadsley takes it away. And then they lay it up on the near rail where Nick Checo throws a hit into Bogus. Back the other way, Steve Ferranti gets it in on the left wing. Jeff Moan makes a big save on Taylor Clark. Rasmussen waiting for the puck, but he hands it away. Ferranti shooting. Rebound to Clark and a goal. Taylor Clark pulls the
previous goal was scored at the Michigan State zone. Goaltender made the first save. No one could get to the rebound. Put it away, and Clark has brought his team to within 1. A lot of players don't like to use their bodies physically. When you've got players who have great talent, a lot of times they'll sit back. But
hey, he's a scoring stud. It shouldn't be his role, right?
Right, but
he'll mix it up.
In today's game, you have to.
Now a hit up on the college hockey showcase here on MSC. The puck by Mike Anderson, and the Gophers fire it right back in. Anderson and Woog are the 2 Minnesota forwards, with Wadsley and Godbout back on defense. Now brought up ice by Steve Ferranti. Under a half minute on the power play. Cross rink. And that shot comes butterflying in on DeBus.
A lot of confidence in him.
22nd. Remember last week after DeBus earned a shutout, the second of the 2, 1 for each goaltender. First guy off the bench to congratulate him was Jeff Moan. So those guys get along pretty well. Got a delayed off.
Gophers gave up to tie up the game, and what college hockey is so unique in the fact that you can't let up for any length of time, because you know full well the other team has got players who can put the puck in the net.
Couple of turnaround shots, both stopped by DeBus, and he's reading it very well now and holds on to draw the whistle and a face-off.
Good play by DeBus also. He is.
For a guy coming in, not only coming in at an odd time between periods there, but also in the midst of a manpower short situation. Now the draw back to the line. Here is a quick shot, again a glove save off Sean Barron's line out for Michigan State. Here's Harleton. Barron's, Crane, and Keys, roughly their 4th line. Dan Woog out for Minnesota, along with line mates Eric Rasmussen and Mike Anderson. As you had a good close-up look at Brian LaFleur. The pass goes off Anderson, and then he took the hit, but it was actually Harleton who went down at center ice. Now Rasmussen trying to turn it around in a hurry. Burrows his way in over the line, but ran right into the defenseman Kozakowski. Anderson with a hit. LaFleur after the puck, then his pass is intercepted. Kozakowski's pass is intercepted, and Wadsley lobs it back in, allowing Minnesota through the check to get it in. Shot around by Kozakowski. Out at center comes down to Crowley. Both teams changing. Now Treble. Nice pass to Hendrickson. Shooting right on. And a rebound comes loose. Checo had a whack at it, but it wouldn't go. Yeah, we'll give that whack credit to Woog. Now a break for the Spartans. Tozzolino! Oh, misplayed by both ends, and it still winds up in the net at Michigan. The lone assist on the play going to Harleton. Actually, if justice were to be served, there would be no assist on the goal. Bounding play in front, and Clark was upended, and I thought might be there'd be a penalty, but there will be none. But for the first time to his teammate York, who's tied up. Wasley delivers the pass. Kraft now back in front, and the puck just hopped away from Dan Woog on that 2-on-1. Gophers in the middle of a change at center, and York right back to take it away. Then he is stripped of the puck. Woog picks his pocket. Wasley left wing shooting. That's off a skate. Right back to Wasley. He blasts. The rebound gets away from Woog, and the Spartans bring it to center. And there were some dandy scoring chances there by Minnesota.
Chances also, Frank. The Gophers are skating very well there. They had some speed going. When you're going to forecheck, you've got to have the players going in there great with a lot of speed to make some things happen here and trying to knock the defenders off of the puck. Nice little play here by Wasley. He gets the puck in the center ice zone. They break in here, but right there, should he have shot there? Hindsight's 20/20. Kraft tried to make the nice play right on the stick of Woog. Just a little bit too high over the defenseman's stick. That's the time to shoot there and look for a rebound or some type of deflection, whatever may happen. But Minnesota doing a good job of coming on strong there in those few seconds in the offensive zone.
Back behind the net, Chet Albans, the goaltender, playing it around. Got it to Kozakowski, but he was checked. LaFleur fires it across. Rasmussen goes after it. Takes it away from Harleton, who was blasted off the puck by Woog. Back at the line, LaFleur, screen shot, deflected, rebound by Anderson. Won't go. Albans makes the save. Another good flurry by the Golden Gophers.
Good flurry, but also a lot of help to the goaltender, Albans, as well as his defense were coming in there. Clark coming back in.
Sit on the goal. And here's Casey Hankinson leading the rush out. Long shot turned away by Albans. And Minnesota changing all 5 players. They better hurry. Hankinson at 15:48 has tied this game at 4. Both goals in this period. Oh, beg your pardon. And here comes LaFleur. Long pass is off the stick of Hankinson. And Kozakowski shoots it around, but Minnesota intercepts. Here is Wasley. Trying to take it away from York now. Anderson helping out, getting it to Dan Woog. Woog will be our guest, by the way, coming up at our second intermission. He'll visit with Ryan LaFleur.
And we're back in Milwaukee. It's always been a close series between Michigan State and Minnesota, and after 2 periods, that is the case again. Both teams tied here at 4 apiece. And Dan Woog is with us here in between periods. The first period, it seemed like your team was really getting in a flow, moving the puck well, and then those passing lanes seemed to disappear in the second period.
Yeah, they're getting up, taking our room away, and you know, when we're trying to forecheck, they're just throwing it off the glass, trying to get it out of the zone most of the time, and it makes it hard to keep constant pressure on.
First period especially seemed to be a very physical period, but this game has appeared to be more physical than I think people were expecting.
Yeah, that's going to happen. We expected it because we know they're going to play on the boards a lot. You know, first period they outworked us. Our part of the second here down low underneath, and they keep it on the boards. They got some bigger guys, but I think we can contain them and make something happen from there.
I want to ask you a question I asked Wyatt Smith last intermission. How odd was it taking the ice when the crowd really didn't go nuts for either team? It was pretty quiet out there.
Oh yeah, if anyone's here to cheer, it's against us, and we have a few of our family friends here for Thanksgiving, but we know all the red jerseys are going to be up in the stands, and that's good. We need to play against some adversity and overcome it.
Dan, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
All right, Dan Woog joining us in between periods. We'll hear from his father right after this. He'll be live with Tom Reed. Again, our score 4-4 here at Bradley Center.
They come off the board, you're never sure what's going to happen, and a lucky break for the Spartans there.
3-on-2 Minnesota. Hankinson shooting just wide. Berg, who's just out of the box, plays it to the corner for Woog. And Woog played it to Hankinson. And Hankinson battling to keep the puck in the zone. Have to get some help now from DeBus, who gets it out of the zone. And it's flipped right back in by Taylor Clark. Out in the Minnesota end. Out to center, deflected over to Hankinson. With Woog and Larson, they bring it in. It's out and then back in. And offside against the Golden Gophers. They throw it in deep. Where did that puck go? Bonin stopped in his tracks in the right wing corner saying, who took it?
You gotta get the glue off the top of those boards.
And now a steal by Hankinson. Minnesota stays onside. Anderson rips one on goal. Albans with a stick save. Woog centers it. Godbout hustles to pick it up. Godbout keeps it in. Now Dan Woog, right wing corner, takes the hit. Mike Anderson plastered by Ferranti. And Tuzzolino can't get it past Godbout. Second effort, and a little help by Bogus gets it all the way down. They're going to wave off the icing a long time ago.
Both of these teams have been very aware of finishing off their checks, too, when they're going to take a body. Things happen here, but I have no problem getting those shots through to the netminder.
Here's Hankinson at center ice, takes a hit from Tuzzolino. And back into the corner, Hankinson. Crowley. And in a scrap along the near wall, it comes free to Anderson. Oh, that one looked for a hot second like it was going to get past Albans, but he makes a nice save.
Side.
Anderson pulls the puck back to the line, but it's stolen away and raced ahead by Mike Ford. Ford takes a nice hip check. The hip check was the beauty, and it was thrown by Crowley. Now Ford battling to get the puck again, and he's watched by Crowley. A mismatch in size there, but Crowley has him well tied up. Hankinson. And Ford goes after it again. Poke loose. Woog, a nice drop pass. Crowley gets it to center. Behrens takes it away for Michigan State. Behrens brings it in, lets a long shot go, and it lands at the near point. Bogus. Watched by Treble. Puck in the corner to Crowley. Have the overtime from Milwaukee after this. Changes all 5. Shots in that third period, by the way, were 10-6 in favor of the Golden Gophers. Here's York at center. Threads it ahead to Behrens. Forced outside, then centers it. It's loose. Boy, everything looks like a watermelon sitting there when no one's around it. And now back to Woog. Hankinson now out on this line with Woog and Anderson. And from behind the net, here comes Bogus, number 4. Chris Bogus from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, shooting it in. Under 3 minutes in the overtime. Gophers break to center. Here's Woog with the defenseman LaFleur. They stay on side. Centering it now for Hankinson, who headed for the net. And Albans wants a face-off.
Business with trusted names.
Case, the Golden Gophers 6, the Spartans 5. For Ryan Lefebvre and
Gopher Hockey on
Michigan as the Gophers roared out of their own end. Greg Zwackman playing it ahead. Dave Larson dumping it in. Marty Turco to play it around is picked off by Kraft, and he tries to get some. Actually, the Michigan player, Harold Schock, tried to get it out of the zone. Blocked at the line by Larson. For Michigan, as you take a look at the officials, all from the WCHA. Greg Shepard, also the supervisor of officials, along with Jerry Krieger. A couple of St. Paul boys, and Joe Romano from the Upper Peninsula. Minutes of play here, nothing to score, and a pretty good pace.
It really has been good. From the drop of the puck, it's been a good pace by both clubs, too. They both have some good opportunities. The one thing you have to guard against is being a little bit too cautious with making the play rather than shooting at the net.
Dan Woog won that faceoff cleanly for Minnesota, but the shot hit traffic in front of the net. And now DeBus out to play the puck and leaves it for Andy Brink. In turn, he leaves it for Casey Hankinson. Brink, number 18, will be playing on defense today. He played as a forward yesterday for Minnesota. A couple of other changes. We'll spot them for you as the Minnesota players hit the ice. Turco put it through his own crease. Whoa, my.
Oh, boy, that doesn't happen often, thank goodness.
For them, anyway. There's Leg rolling it in front. And it's played away by DeBus. Brink. And the pass a little bit behind Hankinson. Now Woog relays it ahead to Hankinson, who was able to knock it all the way down and then make a goal. Brendan Morrison, who had a goal and an assist yesterday. Pass easily picked off by Woog, and he floats it down the rink. Morrison behind his own net. Lots of time on the Michigan power play. Out to center ice, McCult. Broken up by Wasley. And very quickly, Mike Anderson turns it into a shot on goal that Turco has to play. And now, with a little confusion there, he finally leaves it off for a couple of teammates. And they're being forced into some very bad passes. in the early development of their power play breakout. Here's her going high in the air, trying to keep the puck in the zone, but it crossed that.
His ability to put that puck in the net and how effective he has been for the Wolverines all season.
That scoring threat started by a nice move by Andy Brink back at the blue line to Wyatt Smith, Hankinson, Wasley, Brink. Just another 8 seconds remain on the Michigan penalty to McCult.
Nice play by Schock. Took a look down the ice, saw the opening, just put it between the two players.
5-on-5 hockey. Here comes Charlie Wasley. Senior defenseman fires it right in front, and a point-blank try by Hankinson is blocked. Now Woog throws a check on the far side into Morrison, but Warren Looning brings it in over the line. Battles through the check of Wasley, who was caught there between going for his stick and going for the puck. Now Brink is tied up by Morrison, a crafty move to knock the puck away from him. It's centered by Madden across. In comes Schock. He circles the net. He tries to fire it in. It's blocked. It's loose in front. And Schock battles once more. Now Morrison in deep. DeBus trying to stick check it away from him, and it nearly caught. Deflected at the line and shot right back out by Charlie Wasley. A race for the puck. Wood goes after it, but Legg is there first. And Mike Legg turns the play around for Michigan. It's a return pass from Madden. Here comes Legg, centering it, bouncing in on DeBus, and it bounces to the corner. Then Mike Anderson took a look and cleared it all the way down the rink.
Nice play by Legg to move that puck into the center ice. And Michigan with some good scares coming in on the foreattack.
Here's Madden shooting. He scores on the power play. Michigan has a 1-0 lead. He plays up on the big board. Kraft took his man out of the play, and now he roughs it up just a little bit with McCult. As the Wolverines dump it in, they make a line change. Got bowed up off the near rail. It got past Wyatt Smith, but it's played by the goaltender Turco, and that washed out the icing. Now up on the far side, Sean Richland. Here's Fox. Hankinson takes him. Now Dan Woog. To the lines, Walkman. Long wrist shot. Turco the save. And the rebound right to Woog, but then he's covered. Hankinson battles free. Nice centering pass, and Turco makes a big save on Smith. Nice play on the part of Casey Hankinson. Puck still in the zone. And Minnesota's best scoring opportunity was shut down by Marty Turco. Now a pass picked off by Zwakman. He stepped up nicely, gets it into Smith. Smith firing, and that's blocked in a hurry. And Herr turns it back the other way as the goal has come.
The hole in his heart has come back, and he has been as strong as ever and really improving game after game. And Doug Woog very happy with his play and the fact that here's a youngster who can play defense very well, but also can play offensively when he has to.
I think he's been one of Minnesota's best players.
He has. He's been very consistent all the way through.
Here's Berg watching this one hop off the lively boards, and he covers it in a hurry. Left in period number 2. Face off in the Michigan ends. Walkman, long shot, skips into the corner. And out at the Minnesota lines, Walkman being chased on the play by Sean Richland. Hankinson to center ice. Wyatt Smith trying to get in, does. Oh, apparently that puck never gained the zone, and therefore it was offside as Woog shot. Had hard feelings there right at the blue line.
That was a good call by the officials. The puck kind of slowed down. Woog was coming in. Everyone else had gone over the line, left the puck there. Woog skated into it. Referees had the quick whistle, which was right to do, but unfortunately he got the shot away just as the whistle was going.
That puck has to totally cross the blue line in order to be in.
Well, watch a hit right here. And that, as he took the shot, took a little bit of a hit at the same time, got right back up. It's a little tough in those situations. You can see right there the puck had slowed down.
Well, and I guess they really didn't have control. That was closer than I thought. From the corner, McCall nearly made it to the front of the net, but got the puck knocked off his stick by the goaltender DeBus. Hankinson trying to weave his way. Oh, Turco. Now Woog! And he couldn't tee it up. Wyatt Smith to Hankinson, the shot blocked. Here's Woog to Hankinson, that's broken up. Wasley shooting, deflects the other way. Fox after it. He's punished there by Woog. Hilton trying to get it out, won't go. And this line with Woog, Hankinson, and Smith giving the Wolverines fits. It's fluttering loose.
Watch this hit here, and with Woog out there, you know you're going to take a hit. Same with Hankinson. They're playing on the same line right now. So
Back to the blue line, Sloan. And he throws it into the corner, but no one will be able to get there. Minnesota can't clear, however. And Brink on a second effort gets it out. Wasley out of the box. And it's a 5-on-5 hockey now. With 7 minutes left in period 2. Very good game. 1-1 the score. But it has not yet even been electrifying. There's been some good chances, but too well played for anyone to break free in this one. In deep, Behrenswig goes after it. Dan Woog. And now the Wolverines regain control. Hayes at center brings it in. Drop pass. Nice one to Sloan. Oh, the rebound, but Brink had Hayes well covered, and he couldn't pull the trigger on the rebound, which looked like it was going to go into an open net. Now Hankinson finds Woog. He's alone at center ice. Drops it to Hankinson. 2 guys coming up the right side. This is Brink to Smith. In front of the net for a chip shot and a goal. A pretty way all the way up the rink. Hankinson converts, and it's 2-1 Minnesota, their first lead.
that is going to be one of the prettiest goals you're ever going to see. Well executed, and the big guy right there, Casey Hankinson, standing on the doorstep. All he had to do was change the direction, but he had to be in the right place at the right time, and he was able to get to that point. He's been relegated to the third line in this game. That doesn't bother him. I just want to play, and he makes a solid effort here. Watch right here. Woog makes a nice play right here. He's taken out. He pulls it back. All of a sudden, you got Dustin breaking on the far side here, or Brink, I should say. He gets the puck back to Anderson, who puts it over to Hankinson, who's all by himself there, puts it away, and the Gophers have taken the lead.
Number 6 this year for Casey Hankinson, the sophomore, 13:42 the time. And there is a look at the former Edina Hornet. Here's Freskin. And the puck goes into the corner. This penalty about to expire. Anderson steps on. Michigan has had 12 power play shots now in their 6 power play opportunities. So that's 2 per opportunity. I would say a pretty good job of penalty killing by Minnesota. And those 12 shots, by the way, represent about half of their total shots on goal for the game. We'll look more at the numbers coming up between periods here, which is about 1:50 away. John Arnold behind his own net. Minnesota has a 2-1 lead here late in period 2. Greg Crozier backhands it to center ice. Godbout with the interception. Wyatt Smith to Hankinson. Long shot from the point. He missed. A fan on it. Looked like my second period. The shot clock belongs to Michigan, but on the scoreboard belongs to Minnesota. They scored the only 2 goals and have rallied to take a 2-1 lead in a tight-checking, well-played game. At our intermission will be coming up. Ryan Lefevre will visit.
Right now, just kind of stretch things out a little bit.
Face off to the left of DeBus. Jason Godbout. Warren Looning there to get his stick on it first. And Dan Woog smashes Morrison. I don't care if you live in the country in scoring. Please move it. Please move it. And we finally get a whistle. Tell you don't need wireless microphones.
He gets kind of stuck there for the game.
Godbout from behind the net, trying to knock it around. Walkman locks up. Actually, I think he hooked the player Sean Richland down, but it goes uncalled. And out at center, an interception. Now in turn intercepted by Woog. Brings it in. Long shot turned away by Turco. And it smacks up into the seats where it hit a jacket. And Ryan Kraft hobbling off.
We're not seeing that right now, and Minnesota's trying to capitalize on those issues.
Under a minute on the power play. Walkman after it. Glad I'm not the only one who's tongue-tied today.
Oh, boy.
Sloan at the line. Shooting. Head saved by DeBus. Her with it. Leg. Back to her. Leg again. Go back to the blue line. McCall, or actually Fox shooting. Broken up by Woog. Short-handed break. They're going to try to head him off, and they'll do. Sloan just rides him to the rail.
Oh, boy.
And there'll be a penalty on Sloan. I guess Woog held onto that stick long enough, or no, they're going to call it a trip. So there will be, as far as I can tell, knowing it into the right wing corner for fresh troops to go in after it. Freskin to pick it up. 10 minutes exactly left in the third period. Gophers 3, Michigan 1. Woog took the hit, puck loose at the side. Woog clears it. 2, center ice, and it's shot back in. Michigan will have to touch up. They do. Now a long lead for Woog at center. Got it nicely to Smith. Smith takes it outside. He was checked as he fired. He was checked on the play by Burke. And at the line, it's broken up and brought to center by McCult. He's trying to get away from Wasley. He's hanging on to Wasley's stick, and that one will not be called. Hankinson crosses the blue line. Chased to the corner by Burke. Casey Hankinson has already scored a goal today. Gave Minnesota the lead at 2-1. Back in the second period. And the loose puck finally gathered in by Harold Schock. Schock with time to center into a crowd. Can they beat Godbout? They do. Crozier in the backhand. A big save by DeBus. Stuck the left pad out to stop him. Morrison reaching. Oh, then it gets the puck. Brink playing it deeper. Schock trying to get it out. That's blocked by Woog. 33 on the power play. The shot by Woog goes wide. And here's Godbout. In deep to Larson, now to Bonin. Couldn't get it around. Schock shoots it around. Brink keeps it in, then takes it out. And he'll rag the puck with the power play. At center, here's Woog.
I don't think that's what he wanted to do.
I don't think it was either. But that line just crept up on him. 3-on-2 again. Anderson deep, looking for Bonin, but that was broken up by Schock. Out of the corner. Bonin waits to the line for Brink. Bobbled out of the zone again. He flipped it in at the late. Offside waved off as the Wolverines send it down. Oh, DeBus way out to play it away and got it out of the zone. Now Anderson, 6 minutes left to go in regulation and a 3-1 Minnesota lead. Gecko, and he has spun off the puck. A nice hit on Wyatt Smith, who can't get his stick because it's tangled up in the Michigan goal. I think Turco had something to do with it. Look at Turco. He's just put the stick across the goal line. Folks, get a shot if we can of that stick laying on the goal line there. There's got to be interference or some kind of penalty for that. Here comes McCult. McCult in deep. You heard a little buzz from the crowd here.
They're all looking at it right now, but none of the officials have seen it as of yet.
So what's the penalty, Tom?
That's a good one. Maybe it is interference.
Well, I think it's interference if you move somebody's stick down if you're trying to reach it.
Right, if you knock it away from a player who's trying to get it, it's interference. But putting on the goal line, that's illegal. There's no question. You can't pile up anything on the goal line. You can't put snow or anything else. He's going to move it now. Yeah, all you want to do is get that red line, dump it in, keep it away from the goaltender, and kill the clock.
Crowley playing it in deeper. This is Halko once more. 90 seconds left in regulation time. Redirected at center by McCult and flipped high by Treble down into the Michigan end. Boy, I'll tell you, they are throwing a pretty good blanket on the Wolverines here in period 3. Hilton walking right in. He scores. They left him alone, and he had plenty of time to dance to the end. Steve DeBus is oblivious to what's happening. Mates have mobbed him. It's been a fine. We're the first of 2 games between the Golden Gophers and the Fighting Sioux will unfold live on MS. Your first year, you're a freshman. I don't care where you played. You've got a lot of learning to do. Now out of the corner, it's taken away by Dan Woog, who spins it free. Teeter Wynn watching him. Woog, number 23. Takes a pounding on the rail, but battles to get the puck to Hendrickson. And now it's Curtis Murphy trying to shoot it around. Brad Williamson for North Dakota, first man to it, and the Fighting Sioux able to finally break the center. Murphy, the defenseman, brings it in, splits through, and his shot was deflected, never reached the net. Mike Crowley trying to speed away with it, has some trouble getting control, and then Woog to help out at the line. Bob Dustin tied up. And an All-American last year. Excellent defenseman. And we will talk to Dean Blaze about him at our intermission coming up in a moment or two. And now Moan behind the net leaves it for Wasley. Charlie Wasley ahead to Woog, quickly to Hendrickson, and just as quickly to Dustin. Toby Kavalivok playing it back around to the near side. Woog in after the puck. LaFleur knocks it loose in the middle. Hendrickson's shot is deflected away by Mark Pivots. Out of the zone and back into late offside here against Minnesota.
Puck a great deal. As soon as they have the puck, they got somebody checking him. Even though you watch Trevor there getting the puck, also he has to give it away immediately. When you try and carry it, you've got someone coming right on top of you. So there's no free time here with the Biscuit.
Hendrickson goes in the corner. He poked it loose. Teeter Wynn to pick it up instead. And now under 7 minutes to play in the first period. Wynn to center. Ran into his own man, Corey Johnson. Jason Godbout turning it around. Bob Dustin brings it in. He fires it in the slot. And it just got out of the reach of Dan Woog, as well as 2 other players. 3-on-1 the other way. Wynn waiting, shooting, a goal! A well-placed shot by Teeter Wynn. U of M campus at, 5 or 6 o'clock today. No game could start before then. And therefore, basketball started at 6. We had a women's basketball game, I think, about 7:30, and then Gopher hockey at 9. So a busy week, and it'll continue tomorrow with hockey. There'll also be a women's game here tomorrow afternoon. Now Calais centers it, and it goes all the way through. Bob Dustin to pick up. And out of center ice, here comes Crowley, moving in on the left wing. Crowley, the defenseman, centers it. It's off a skate. Treble shoots. That's off a helmet, I think, and it goes behind the net. Hendrickson plays it to Crowley, to Treble, a slapper high. And the Gophers are really torqued up after that no goal call by Bob Ames. Here is Dustin to Hendrickson. This fourth line would love to be the first line to score. A tip-in try by Dustin, and it just went wide. Hendrickson in the corner. Hendrickson waiting, moves in, and Kavalabog makes that easy save. Hendrickson after it once more.
It's almost like they have a power play out here.
It's a former Gopher as the Fighting Sioux lead the Golden Gophers.
The tickets available for the second half of that border battle in January against Wisconsin at the Target Center. So a couple opportunities to get the kids in, and I'm only thinking about the kids. Here's Bill True. I guess you can bring Graham and Grandpa on. True to the backhand, fired it wide and into the corner. Rapana playing it in. Actually, we had a pretty good turnout here, all things considered. I would say probably about the usual number of no-shows. And given that we started 2 hours later and it's a little chilly outside, I think it's pretty darn good. Wadley in the corner, and the locking up continues, as this has been a very tough test of skills. Teams playing right now like they're quite evenly matched. And here's Wadley. Looks for Woog breaking, but Rapana breaks it up. Now in the middle of a line change, the Fighting Sioux get controlled. Ryan Johnson had it for a moment. Let's back out at center ice. Flipped in by Murphy. Here's Lafleur.
Whoa, but he's got to make sure he hangs on to it.
13:18 to go, period 2. Here's Litke behind the net, but it's swept away from him by his own goaltender, who's trying to help things out. Lafleur shot, stop, rebound off a skate. It's still loose, and then to the far point again. Boy, Minnesota is really hungry to score. Here's Lafleur centering it, and it hops away from Dustin. He jumps after the loose puck. Lafleur after the puck, and they play it down deep. Finally, it'll be controlled by Bill True. Kevin Hoogstein. And it's wrapped by Nemenko all the way down. Oh, they're going to wave off the icing. As they said, Lafleur, with another 3 feet on his arms, could have played the play. Jeez. Now played in by Hendrickson as Minnesota goes back into the corner. Dan Treble after it. And now Godbout leads it to center. Bob Dustin. Dan Hendrickson into the right wing corner. Puts it right in front. Litke there to intercept. And the captain for the Fighting Sioux gets it to center. Now brought in by Johnson. Corey Johnson right in. Bone sprawling makes the save. Puck underneath him and he holds on.
Corey Johnson showing some speed.
For Smith, but intercepted by Nemenko. And now to center ice comes Mike Anderson. Reaching and gets the puck in over the line. And Anderson doing a good job of battling through a couple of checks at center ice. Here comes Matani again. Pass deflected by Dustin. Dustin after the loose puck. Played it ahead for Hendrickson. Taken away by Woog. A great play. Woog moves in, waits, and shoots. And then it's deflected away by Nemenko. Hendrickson trying to stuff it in, then centered it. And it's taken away and shot all the way down by the freshman. 82. Fighting Sioux and Wisconsin. I believe it was 79. Was it the Fighting Sioux in Minnesota when Broughton scored the famous goal?
too. Dean Blaze was the assistant coach at North Dakota then.
From there, went on to coach at Roseau, and then back to grab the head job at North Dakota, where he earned a master's degree. I think in the 80s, about 1982 or so. Sioux scored in the first period. Minnesota scoring there too in the second. One power play goal for Minnesota. That turns out to be the tying goal thus far. And in the midst of that scrap, Wynn and Hendrickson. Wynn pretty much the finesse player on that line with Calais and Mateni, but he'll mix it up if he needs to. There's a look at our Subway leaderboard, and that has kept them in the middle of the pack. They're giving up about 4 goals a game. Now here's Nick Demenko playing it out at center ice. This is LaFleur. Minute 20 to go in the period. And Brian LaFleur spins back in his own end. Woog trying to play it ahead. Real tight checking right now as Wynn wraps it deep. Moan out to stop it. And here's Woog trying to break free. Pass to Dustin, never made it to him. Calais, who's been a very impressive freshman, number 10 on the left wing for the Fighting Sioux, got in the way of that pass. And there's under a minute to go here in the period. And the faceoff coming up as Dan Woog and his teammates head off. That was a game-saving type save by Jeff Moan. Bosley knocking it around. And Hendrickson's pass was tipped by Murphy. Woog goes after it, but the Fighting Sioux cleared away from him, and then Hendrickson really knocked off his feet by Kevin Hookstein. Mike Crowley brings it in, couldn't weave his way through. Hendrickson trailing the play, went to pull the trigger. Crowley keeps it alive with some help from Hankinson. They go down low. Here's Hendrickson shooting. That shot deflects into the corner. Treble. Hendrickson. Demenko takes him to the wall nicely. And here's Woog. Hankinson hammers away, but it was deflected by Williamson. Treble trying to get it. And they grind away in the corner, and just as the puck squirts loose, we have a last year in his junior year. So he lettered once and is now in his senior year at the Fighting Sioux. Demenko leads the North Dakota rush, brings it in, lets a rocket go. Boom. And another shot fired just wide. That one not by Demenko, but taken by Panzer. I heard Dean Blaze say the last couple of goals that Demenko scored, and he had the hat trick last week at Northern Michigan. Blaze never saw the shots, and that was very much what we saw in that last one. Here's Treble. Crowley. And Woog at center. Bounces around, and out at center ice, Corey Johnson centers it. Hankinson back, pivot, shooting, and puck is free. Hankinson giving chase for Minnesota. It's worked up on the far side to Ulmer. Ulmer gets it to center. And a shallow angle shot by Panzer goes back behind the net, then to the near boards. Here's Panzer again. Walkman playing without a stick. Godbout goes after it, knocking it around. Tipped by Hankinson to get it out of the zone, and then Curtis Murphy regains control. He slides it back in. And then back out at center once more. Off a couple of skates, and then driven deep by Kevin Hookstein. And it comes in on Moan, and he covers up. Well, the goal by Crowley puts Minnesota ahead. It was an even strength goal. A post-game summary right after this. Sunday evening on the campus of the University of Minnesota, the rematch and a hoped-for sweep by the Golden Gophers over a long-time rival, the Fighting Sioux from the University of North Dakota. Come to center. Hookstein's pass came to the line. It's deflected away, and Crowley in the corner. Here's Crowley out to center for Dustin, and he ran right into Dane Litke. Now a long shot blocked there by Steve DeBus. Early shot taken by Matt Henderson. Actually, we make that Jesse Bull. who's been slipped into the lineup as fourth wing center iceman. Now back to Dan Treble. Looking for Dustin. It hits him in the skates, and the Fighting Sioux get the puck on the turnover in a hurry. Bull dropped it back. Here's a shot stopped by DeBus, and Woog is there to slip it up on the far side in a hurry. And they get it out. No, Jake Panzer battles for it, but Crowley takes it away. Here's Woog, and out at center, it slips through everybody. Crowley going after it, but elects to go off on a line change.
Enjoy the freedom of movement he has in the penalty box. Nobody else in there with him.
Nick Checo gets only his 8th minor penalty this year. And the power play for the Fighting Sioux, which was 0 for 4 last night, as you see. Their Hardy's power play numbers up to date in the WCHA. Now in the corner, Swatman after it. First man of the puck is Ian Calais. He rolls it around for Nemenko. Bouncing puck, Nemenko couldn't control it. And into the corner again, this is Matani. We told you he leads the Fighting Sioux in goals scored. He has 10. And out of the scrap, it comes loose to win. Nemenko. High shot, hit traffic. I don't think it ever reached Steve DeBus. Short-handed, Wyatt Smith shoots it all the way down, and Minnesota will change the penalty count. Minnesota, their 2-0 lead. Both of them scoring in the first 46 seconds of the game. Lafleur shooting it in. Rapana from Duluth behind the net, shooting it ahead on the far side. Nice play by Bob Dustin to tie up that winger and prevent the pass, and then prevent him from shooting it out. They scrap for it there. And Dustin took a blast from behind by Rapana, and then Pivots was upended. Should have been a checking from behind penalty call there, but maybe they didn't send him headlong into the boards. Bill True, number 15, trying to kick it out. Dustin in a wrestling match there. Pivots throwing a check, and it gets a bit spirited. It looks a little more like the old days.
Well, it certainly is. The game last night was pretty passive as far as the physical activity went. But right here, North Dakota behind by 2 goals said, hey, guys, we're going to be a little more aggressive, play more.
Brink go after it in a big collision in the corner. Then Dustin throwing his weight around. And Dustin shoots it deep. So 2 of the smaller guys in the lineup throwing some heavy checks in the far corner. Brink and then Dustin. Here's Dustin with the puck, shooting it in. Woog jammed up behind the net. They tried to get it to Brink. It comes through. And some real good tempo right now. Nemenko couldn't get the puck ahead. And it's flipped back in by Lafleur. Litke ices it to relieve some pressure. And Johnson. Under 40 seconds on the power play as Johnson brings it in. He's got True with the slot. Tries to find him. That was off Lafleur. And what a brilliant save by DeBus. Brink. That's right, a 4-0 Minnesota lead. Pass that was intended for Bonin. By Nemenko. Wyatt Smith nearly had a gift.
Tough position to be in when you're a goaltender and you think you've got it, and all of a sudden you see it squirting behind you, wondering, is it going to hop into the net or not?
That puck lands on one edge or the other is all the difference in determining of whether or not it goes in. True races after it. Lafleur knocks it away. Smith battling to get free, but the puck wouldn't come his way. And Lafleur has to outrace Dave Hookstein now. Here's Nemenko at center. Stopped at the line by Godbout and a good stand-up play. Back to the line. Here comes Nemenko. The power play. They get it to Pivots or to Litke, who shot it wide. Now Woog has it. And Woog uses far wall to shoot it all the way down. And that should wipe out the penalty to Rasmussen. Nemenko from behind his own net. Broken up now by Woog, who pops it in front, taken down by Litke. And the penalties are all over. Full and equal strength. And Woog after it in his own end. Little chase there. He was hit by Williamson, and a crunching check thrown on the far wall by Hookstein. The Gophers poke it to center. Here comes Rasmussen. He's got Smith in the middle. Instead to Wasley, who didn't get all of it on the shot. And Woog plays it to Rasmussen. And then it's thrown down low once more. Curtis Murphy after it. 2 guys on his tail. Pass broken up. Woog alone. And he couldn't tee it up. Hands Panzer. 4 Fighting Sioux break to center, and Jay Panzer elects to shoot it in. Gophers quickly turn it around. Dustin, nice pass across to Anderson. Green and white at one time beat the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
And where was that game played?
Oh, God rest its soul, the Met Center. Out at center ice, here's Murphy. They poke it ahead, and a little chip shot pass by Woog to Dustin. Nearly sprang Dustin free. Now here's Godbout from center shooting it in, and Vicker makes the save. And he holds on. Pivots back behind the net. Nice stop by Crowley at the line, and then it's flipped out at center. Out of the zone, back in, and play goes on. Kevin Hookstein, pass deflected by Zwackman, but it hopped right to the stick of Williamson, and his shot goes into the corner. Matt Henderson actually had that last great chance in front of the Minnesota net. Here's Rapana back at his own line. And now it's taken by Zwackman. All of the scoring in the first period of this game. Zwackman flipped it to the line, and is Doug Woog coming up in a moment on MSC. And here's Corey Johnson again. The Fighting Sioux misfire on this pass. It'll
Opportunity to move that puck around and get those shots at goaltender Steve DeBus.
LaFleur firing wide of the target. Wosley keeps it in the zone. Mark Pivots hustling after the puck, and now it's back to the Minnesota line. Well, Pivots and Dustin are still banging away at one another. Here is Woog trying to weave his way through. And now picked up by Henderson again. And he drops it back for Pivots. Andy Brink in to do a forecheck. Pass deflected by Wosley, but it still gets through. Henderson trying to bring it in. Ran into LaFleur. And now here's Dustin alone at center ice. Cross center, then shot it down for a line change. Off Dustin. To Brink, they stay onside. Brink wrapped up by Pivots. Taken to the wall hard by Pivots. Woog in to dig it out. Got it to Brink. He's dropped. Battles for the puck, but it's taken away by True. And now out to center ice, Kevin Hookstein. Nice pass. True trying to get around Zwackman. Shoots one off the base of the net. True gets his own rebound. To the line, Murphy, or rather Rapana. True. And he shoots it to the corner. Well, somebody wants him to shoot. I'm not sure who.
That's a smart play. He had no place to go. Rather than fool around at the blue line, he elected to put into the corner, hoping his teammates could get to that loose puck.
Now Rapana with a pass. This is Hookstein bringing it in. Pad save. Rebound. Covered up by DeBus. And Minnesota goaltender DeBus have U.S. League experience, and both have looked very good here. Vickers given up only 1 goal. Of course, he only faced the 5 shots in the second period. And DeBus has given up none. A little more than 3 minutes on the North Dakota power play on the major penalty. Outlet pass by Anderson for LaFleur. He strains to catch up with it. Then shoots it all the way down. There'll be no icing, of course. Here's a steal by Woog. He tried to pop it in front and hit the net. Woog and Litke in the corner. Now Anderson has it. Nemenko on him. Quickly knocked the puck away. And a nice little move by Nemenko. Johnson dropped it back. Litke from center, floating it in. And DeBus with no hesitation to bat it out. Here comes Bonin short. But
If he goes down, great. If he doesn't have to, he'll stay in those feet, so he's able to get the rebound and handle the puck so much better.
Crowley playing it out at center, and then it's shot all the way down by Checo. When you get a goaltender playing with that kind of confidence, it just gives everybody else a lift.
These players are very high on him last year, even though he was just playing in the practice sessions.
Well,
A lot of the players said, hey, this guy is going to help us next year.
Play offside at the blue line. You remember after it again, that being Kevin. Rapana keeps it alive, but it bounces right to Woog. Off the wall to get it to Dustin, who gets it out of the zone. From center, Pivot shoots it in. DeBus to chip it away. And there is Weapon to pick it up. Took a whack from True. And out of the little skirmish in the corner, the puck is free, but no players are. No one can get to it. True puts it in the crease, and DeBus on it in a hurry, because right there was Matt Henderson.
Now some heavyweights out there throwing their weight around, just grabbing onto each other, and that's when it becomes a very physical game, when you're just holding on.
The Golden Gophers. 6-1 the lead, and they're chanting sweep, which indeed is what the Gophers will have. They'll move themselves up in the standings to just 2 points behind Duluth. Here's Woog, 15 seconds left. Wasley, long shot off a skate. It goes into the corner. Whacked that by Woog. It hops free again. And the The Crimson from Harvard against the Golden Gophers from Minnesota, live on MSC.
Each other, but at the same time, they both play as it's their game and they want the team to win.
Abrahamson after a puck on the far side. Connick got a piece of it, but the Gophers break free anyway. This is Andy Brink going back to Mike Crowley. Good job to catch it and keep it in. That was not an easy stop. He was spinning away from the blue line as he made that stop. Crowley did. And now Connick leads the Crimson rush to center. His left wing pass for Tommy.
Size that he can throw around out there.
When he's coming down the right. Oh, nice save by Moen on that screen, as he anticipated and read that puck coming through the skates beautifully.
Well, good defensive play, too, on the part of Charlie Wasley, who had Mike Bent all tied up and couldn't get a stick free to get the shot on goaltender Jeff Moen.
And now cleared all the way down. Trip Tracy leaves it at the side of the net. And at center ice, Craig Adams, they flip it in. Mike Bent breaks for the puck, but LaFleur rides into the boards in a hurry, and here is Woog with an outlet pass. Abrahamson gets it to Checo. 2-on-3 as they bring it in, and a screen shot stopped by Tracy as he fired it right between the legs of the defenseman Hyland. Harvard works it to center.
As a freshman of the year last year in the WCHA.
A little song, a little dance, a little dipsy-do in front of you.
Boy.
And out for 70. And the penalty kill for the Golden Gophers at a pretty good clip, 83% overall. But it has been much hotter of late, at about 90% in the last 8 games or so. Now Dan Woog over to pick up the puck. Trying to eat up some time. Woog and Checo now are up front. Trembles, Walkman remain behind. And now Connick breaks to center. Brad Connick, 9 goals this season for the Crimson and 21 points. And here's Walkman after the puck. Holmes after him. So was Kirk Nielsen, number 22. But the Gophers were able to shoot it down. A minute left in the penalty to Cone. More rush. And here's Treble. Finds Mike Anderson, who gets it in. Intercepted by Oberman. Can't get it past Anderson. Then it's taken away by Halfnight. And off a couple of skates before it's shot all the way down. And a race here. Jason Karmanos after it. As Trip Tracy bangs his stick, signaling penalty. And now here comes Dan Woog. Got it to Checo, then he was checked. And I don't ever want to be hit by Jesse Bertleout. He's just solid.
Who would you like to be hit by?
I think I could take one from you. Anderson at center flips it in. Holy smokes, the guys in the truck are ready to roll tape on that one, Tom, and save it for posterity. Just said one. Yeah. Crowley watches the puck go by at center ice. Jeff Moen to pick it up and shoot it around. Crowley had somebody in his face at the time, and now here's Treble. Ahead to Mike Anderson. Drop pass, Crowley. And he was tied up, and it's flipped out to center by Karmanos. Crowley, however, back to get the puck. Mike Crowley lobs it in. Hendrickson after the puck in the far corner.
The puck in so many cases, and that's what you have to watch out here. The players trying to get into free position. Of course, the officials are told if they're holding him back, you got to call the interference calls. And we're letting a few things go here right now.
Luke shooting it around. Checo waits for it. He's stripped of the puck. Brought in. A shot fired high. Higdon with the opportunity, but launched a real high one. Cone gets a piece of it. Karmanos in over the line. This is Higdon. Centers it all the way through. And Bill Cohn over to pick it up. Trying to get it past Karmanos, didn't work. Swatman to help out. And from center ice, Abrahamson shooting it all the way down. Did he cross center? But no, he didn't, but they're going to wave it off.
They're going to say it glanced off a stick.
And now it glances up into the Harvard bench. And then Crowley again with the puck. Back to get it is Ashlyn Halfnight. Now Nielsen has trouble. Checo takes it away. Checo in deep, but there are 4 red sweaters back there. No way to get it through. So he hangs on to it, whips it in front. Brink gets it and plays it to the far corner. Checo after it again. Centers it off a skate. Holmes takes it away. Maybe one more shot. Adams trying to move in for the shot. Nice play by Treble to lift this. End of 1. That's the score. Harvard up.
Miss tomorrow's night's game as well. Frank?
All right, Ryan, thank you very much. That's a tough one for a freshman to come in, and you get a spot now where there's these jobs are so competitive. You don't want to get yourself out of the lineup for injury.
No, you sure don't, because if your team does well without you, chance to get back in the lineup becomes pretty slim.
And right now, Minnesota looking pretty good, even with all of the lineup changes brought on this week by the departure of 4 players to the junior national team, and also the absence of Jason Godbout from the lineup with the continued effects from his concussion. Long pass or clearing attempt. There will be no icing there as the Crimson could have played it. Interception, and Woog fires away. And a big block by Halfnight in front. Shot by Woog hits the base of an open net. Tracy still without his goal stick. Here's Bertliot. And that stick just went further away as his own teammate accidentally kicked it. Mosier battling, trying to get through. Here's Woog. Now Bertliot. They send it in deep. That stick still laying out in the right wing circle. Halfnight drives it around, gets it out of the zone. And Tracy gets his stick back.
Minnesota.
This is LaFleur in his own end. Pressured by Nielsen, who slams him to the rail. And Nielsen still in the zone after the late hit is offside on the play. Minnesota with a 2-0 lead here in period 2. For you. Nick Checo at center ice wraps it into the zone. Gophers with 2 goals in the first period. Crowley on the power play, then Hendrickson. They lead 2-0. We're now 5.5 minutes into the second period. Nick Checo after it. Took a whack on the play from Marco Ferrari. And here's Wu. Fires it in front. Checo got the shot off, but took a rattle there from Ferrari. Out at center ice. And Philpott ran into a Minnesota check to get the puck. Throws it through a crowd, and then Dan Woog was jammed down at the ice back behind the play. A bit slow in getting up. In the slot, a shot. No! That was a dandy considering how quiet. So maybe if it happens this year, then we can put it in the books as it's a lock.
It's not a fluke anymore. We have teams banging on the door to get into this tournament.
And then call off the second half of the season, right? Bonin gets it to Woog at center. They bring it in. Checo ran into a hit, and Halfnight has the loose puck. Whoa, was knocked down. It comes loose to Higdon. That was brilliant. And the puck goes out of play. Jeff Moan made a great save before our commercial. Conic back to the right point. And been some of those players skating around with their heads down and a little dejected. LaFleur reaching for the loose puck. Gets it. Shoots it out. And a little pressure by Wu going in on McLaughlin. Halfnight. And the penalty to Dustin about to expire. Penalty killers do the job. Woog in the corner, and he is blasted off the puck by Philpott. Boy, he took him up off his skates and knocked him down. We lose the puck. We'll have it.
Is that too many smiles?
Crowley at the line over to Treble, across quickly, now Bonin, and it rolled away. Woog and Checo are out there now with Bonin on his power play. And now Higdon has it for the Crimson. Larson and Kraft are usually teamed up on the first unit, but again, a 3-0 lead, and maybe just a natural line rotation. You give a couple of other guys a chance out there. Here's Bonin. What a move. Into the slot. Gets it! At center against Higdon. And now here's LaFleur. This pass picked off. A steal by Bonin, and it's wrapped in deep by Checo. Bonin, Checo, Woog, the combination out there for Minnesota. 3 men bring it in for the Crimson, and a nice steal by Woog. Here's a look at it. The long lead pass, and LaFleur alone, and look at it, just pulled it quickly to his backhand and had Tracy going all but the right way. Bags yet another goal, his 4th, and he's roaring hot of late with his 3rd goal in 4 games. Woog will get the lone assist. LaFleur had been tangled up with a Crimson player at or near the blue line just before the outlet pass. Now Woog shooting, and he fired it high. And just a few seconds remain in the period, and the Crimson won a horn, and they want a break. They were outscored 3-1 in this period, and now outscored 5-1 for 2 periods of play.
In the second period, and a 5-1 lead.
First period, as he mentioned, some of the players were relegated to sit on the bench for a while. He wasn't have their play, and he told them so, and now we'll see what happens in this 3rd period. But when you're winning, you're having fun as a player, but the coach is not always excited about how you're winning.
I'll tell you, if he's going to make a change, he hasn't made it yet because he still has Bonin out there with Checo and Woog. That because Mike Anderson came up with a shoulder injury earlier on, A, and B, he doesn't like the play of Kraft and Larson, and he's benched him.
Well, he's not very happy with them in that first period. He let them know it, and we'll see how they react once they do hit the ice again.
Boy, did Bonin take a 2-hander from Ferrari, and play goes on, and Ferrari dumps him in the corner. They get it to Connick at center, and LaFleur strips him of the puck. Nice play. Here comes Kirk Nielsen. Slammed to the ice by LaFleur. And now Higdon with a hit.
Yeah, Frank, it's a good psychological edge for Denver, saying, hey, we can beat these guys. And Denver has a very good hockey club, and the Gophers will find that out next weekend.
All right, here at Mariucci Arena, Jay Mosier is off for tripping for Minnesota, and that has given Harvard its 4th power play. And the penalty killers for Minnesota doing a great job so far. They've held them to no shots on goal. Here's a backhand by Brink, shorthanded, and Tracy makes the save. LaFleur back at his own line. Bosley. Woog at center. Now to Brink. And the penalty killers are just having their way with things right now. Tracy. Near steal there by Crowley. And that electrifies the fans some. From center ice, it's McDonald to shoot it in. 35 left on the power play, and McLaughlin back in his own end. From center, he shoots it deep. Out of the corner, and Moan. Driven around by LaFleur, not out, blocked there, and centered in front by McDonald. Rebound shot, goes behind the net. Mike Bent shooting it. Here's Story with a blast, and that caught Checo in the right hand, and he has lost glove and stick and tries to shake it off. But here comes Harvard again. McLaughlin flipping it in. Checo wants to get off, but unable to do so at this time. I don't know if somebody chased him back on or he came back on his own.
He stayed on his own. He's got a bad hand to start with, a bad finger, and that was the same hand. You can see the tape on the finger.
Treble out of the box, can't take the pass. Boy, they are double shifting Bonin. Now he's out with Checo and Woog again. They whip it around. Nielsen waits for it, but Bonin ties him up. Woog missed on the check. Here's Connick. And he is taken into the corner by Cone. Now Zwackman. And here's Bill Cone, who looks much more relaxed than in his first outing with Minnesota here on home ice.
Yeah, he really is. He's really a player for the future. He's very aggressive, sometimes overly aggressive. He wants to do too much. And so sometimes you've got to back up a little bit, but he's a gamer. He wants to play, and he's not afraid to play physical. He does a pretty good job in a one-on-one situation.
Here's Nick Checo to pick off a centering pass, and now another pass by Checo picked off by Oberman. Taken outside and down by Bonin and then blasted by Bertliot. Came in with an ankle injury. Hadn't seen an awful lot of ice time. Here's the Hardy's power play numbers for the Golden Gophers. 2 for 3 thus far, quite successful. Brian Bonin has the puck. And Woog. Now Checo. Treble in deep now in front for Crowley, and it was broken up quickly by Karmanos. Moan over to Woog. Now Bonin. And he'll take his time getting it to Dan Woog. Cross rink to Treble, who brings it in. In front for Checo, and he hammers one wide. And right back in front. Crowley to pick it up. Shot blocked in front of the net, taken away by Karmanos, and shot all the way down the rink. Under a minute to go. And the penalty to Rogers. Crowley. Treble. Gets away from Mosier, and he's making 18 saves on 23 shots. But Crowley, Woog, and Bonin have each come up with 2 points for the Golden Gophers. And the 1995 Mariucci Classic underway. The game coming your way live.
In Bowling Green, both our teams are just happy to be at this position. Right now they've got
some offensive skills as well. Now here's LaFleur, the goal-scoring phenom for the month of December. Flipping it to the line, and Checo relays it quickly to Wasley, who plays it in deep in a race for the puck between Woog and the defenseman Matt Eldred. Eldred away with the puck. Can't get it out. Wasley, high shot. Savard blocks it into the corner. Now Ryan Kraft. And Kraft, Woog, and Checo up front right now on this line. And the Falcons break to center. The defenseman Eldred brings it in. They stay onside. And then he is hauled to the ice by Kraft. And play goes on. I thought sticks were up high, but no penalty. There's Woog with a drop pass. Then he gets the loose puck to himself in the corner. Checo kicks it back into the corner. And it's relayed to the line, but not out. LaFleur, a screen shot rising, and Savard makes the save. But we might have had a Gopher player in the crease. And a little bad blood out there right now. They're looking at Eldred for one, number 6 at the left of your screen.
I think there was a high stick on that play with Checo, and Checo also
Breaker Hendrickson. Here's Clark. Nice sweep check by Hendrickson to force the puck back. Ackerman finds Clark. They bring it in over the line. 5 left in the power play. The puck jumps free. And underneath the player, no, cleared all the way down. Just as Dustin steps on. And Chad Ackerman, the defenseman at center ice, fires it ahead. A nice pass to Brad Holzinger, but he can't split through the Minnesota defense. Boy, there were enough guys back there on him in a hurry. It looked like he was going to split through 2, and suddenly there were like 4 covering him. Now Ryan Kraft up ice. Kraft moving it in to Checo. Goes into the corner. Kraft, Checo, Woog on this line for Minnesota. And it's flipped out by Holzinger to center. And flipped back in by Wasley.
good speed in this hockey. Both teams doing a good job of moving the puck. Bowling Green has really stepped up their pace in this game compared to yesterday's.
Bowling Green, we told you last night, ranked number 13 in our MSC power ratings this year. Just a fraction of a couple of points behind the number 12 place team, which would be
an opportunity.
Kraft, Luke, Checo up front. Cone, LaFleur. Back on the points. Well, those sticks are swinging or being swung. Here's Ryan Kraft. Kraft has gone 3 games without a point for Minnesota. Very unusual for him. And a blind outlet pass easily picked off by Punchard, who fakes the shot, tries to get around Cone, and they call it offside. Bonnet in over the line to Kraft. Kraft trying to get around Punchard. Battling. He's sent down to the ice, and Punchard away with the puck. But intercepted by Treble. Flipping it deep. They're going to wave off the ice. Hit thrown in the corner by Checo, who comes away with it. Then he is taken to the rail hard by Hall. LaFleur trying to keep it alive, got a piece of it. Then Woog there to help out, but finally cleared out by Chad Ackerman. And it will be icing against the Falcons. This is Crowley, 1-on-4. And he holds on long enough for the line change. Here's Kraft. And the shot was high. LaFleur hustles in. Plays it deep, but taken away by Dale Crombie, who shoots it all the way out of the zone. Slides down the ice, no icing. Wadsley has it. To center ice, and Checo takes the hit, but gets it to LaFleur. Centers it to Kraft. And then it's backhanded out of there by Dave Faulkner. And Wadsley over to get it with some pressure from Crombie. Now Kraft relayed it ahead. No one there. And after the battle along the rail, it's Wadsley to shoot it in. This is Ackerman.
Yeah, they certainly have, and the one thing they're doing so well right now is
Holzinger and Fry remain out as part of this power play unit for the Falcons. Kept in at the blue line by Perreault. Here's Fry. They work it into the corner for Dale Crombie, the fifth member of the unit. Holzinger tied up in front of the net by Zwackman, but the Falcons have control. Now Fry again. Crombie centers it to the right point man who was coming in. That was Punchard, but they misfired on the pass, and that'll cost them some seconds. Perreault in his own end. Bowling Green has made a couple of changes in this power play unit, and Woog slows up the rush. Holzinger brings it in. Chased by Wadsley. And now Clark has it. To the line, Perreault. They go cross, straight in right in front for Clark. The bus is saved again. A scramble. Johnson tries to tee it up. Here's a spin-around shot by Clark wide, and Woog wants it out of there and gets it out.
Stevie DeBus has been spectacular in this
First period as Bowling Green and Minnesota duking it out.
Thanks, Ryan, for that update from just outside the dressing rooms as LaFleur fires wide. Crombie overskates it. That allows Checo to get to the puck. And here's Woog to play it in. Now Checo again in the corner. He's met there by Quinn Fair and has to battle against past Fair. A little help from Kraft, who runs a bit of an interference. Then Fair takes Checo down. There's going to be a penalty on Fair. Kraft goes after the puck. And before Steve DeBus can get to the bench for an extra slot, of time left.
Go ahead, Bert. Go ahead.
I think Jesse Bertley out on now as the Gophers try to get on track in their own end. This is Crowley. Bertley out, Checo, and Woog up front. Here's Woog. Checo.
Any break? Who's up with your line?
Checo. And then it got away.
Yeah, break line.
Here's Woog. Right in front for Bertley out, and he was covered by Fair very nicely. And the penalty killers for Bowling Green about to do the job just as nicely as Minnesota's penalty killers a few moments ago. Checo's drop pass broken up by Perreault. Now he makes an interception. And Johnson steps on the ice for 5 skaters aside. Minnesota offside at the Bowling Green blue line. We've played 5 minutes and 45 seconds of the second period.
Andy, you and Boomer here. Let's go. Come on, gang.
Boomer being Doug Woog. Danny Woog. That's Doug Woog. That'd be Boomer Sr., I guess. Half minute on the power play. Gophers on the long change this period. Have to hurry. Brought in by Punchard. He centers it all the way through. Perreault. Punchard a 1-2 one-timer off the outside of the net. Treble hammers it around and out of the zone. One rush if they hurry. Intercepted by Wood. And finally it comes loose. Puncher. Back to Perron. And LaFleur is on. Penalty killing reigning supreme for both teams tonight. One power play goal and a combined 9 chances. Delayed offside and the puck goes very deep. So
Minnesota on the power play once again.
Here's Dave Larson. And the Hardy's power play numbers. Long shot by Cone wide. Woog to Cone. Woog. Savard turns it away. Woog again. Crowley, and not Bill Cone, I beg your pardon. Larson. And Checo goes after it. It's away from Woog, but Crowley keeps it in. Larson taking a beating in front. Treble across rink. Woog to the side. A third effort, and that was dribbled wide of the net by Nick Checo in close. Then as they grind it out along the rail, Bowling Green able to get the puck, and it's split all the way down by Mike Hall. Gophers trying to catch the Falcons in a change. Here comes Checo. They close in on him in a hurry, and Ackerman drops the saves apiece. It's been that tight a game. Just a 2-1 Minnesota lead. Judging from that last reaction, I would say without a doubt, Steve DeBus has won the hearts of the fans here.
At one point in this game, it was 18-9 in favor of.
Good point. The Faulkner centering it. They finally score on the deflection by Holzinger, his second goal of the tournament. 16:37, Faulkner the lone assist. We're tied at 2. Kraft right from the face-off trying to get a shot on, and Savard plays it away. Now Bears long pass, that hit Woog, and Cone does a good job to get it out. Falcons dump it back in. They'll have to touch up and do. And now here's Swachman. From center, he slides it deep. Harrow and Woog nearly centered it. But in the back of the net. Now Curtis Fry with the outlet to Puncher. Quick shot, save, rebound. Batted away by Kraft.
Minnesota defensively having some problems right now. They're getting beat, and one of the reasons for that is the speed of Bowling Green.
There comes Checo. Took a pretty good whack from Fair. Now Kraft. And Mosher in there digging again. Took the hit from Clark, but spins away. Wraparound try right at the post, and Savard holds on.
That play by Crowley, he got the puck in front of the net. Instead of taking the turn, he didn't know it was behind him. He shot back into the corner. It's away from the dangerous area.
Old Puncher having trouble with Dan Woog. And Savard makes the save. Woog is seeing some spot duty here tonight, and he comes up with a crowd pleaser on that rush. Here's Johnson for the Falcons. 40 on the man advantage. Treble with the block. Finally the steal, can't get it out. Ackerman moves in, nice play, centers it. Heitzinger's opportunity was turned away. Checo. Bear shoots it around. Clark to the line. Ackerman trying to move in past Woog. They go high slot. Bear shooting. That's off the skate of Treble. 7 on the man advantage. Penalty kill, and the biggest save by Nick Checo.
Good penalty kill, as you mentioned, Frank, but also at the same time the Falcons playing with a lot of confidence.
Computer numbers, they just missed the NCAA playoffs. And right now, that's where they are. They're at 13th, just missing the 12th place in our MSC power ratings. Here's Treble. 2-2 the score. And now a little forechecking pressure by Hebert. Haven't heard the four-corner chant in this building for a long time. And now Woog goes after it. Out at center. Kraft with a near steal, but it's shot in anyway, and Crowley after it. Armbruster out front of the net. Crowley with the outlet pass to Treble. He goes cross ring to Checo. And now help from Treble again. Crowley has to react in a hurry. Woog to Checo, springs in free. Slapper through the crease but wide. And back to center. LaFleur. Wasley. Checo again. And he's met by as he could to make it look like he was going after it, but that doesn't work. And from behind the net, Lamar. Falcons to center, broken up by Treble, and then intercepted by Woog, who helps the Gophers regroup. This is Ryan Kraft on the right wing boards. Moves in, lets a high shot go. Now Woog in the corner. To the line for Check.
No one challenges him. He takes a shot, and you can see Savard there getting out of the way. All of a sudden, it comes back to the point, and Treble with a nice slow shot. Look at the people in front. Was there somebody in the crease too, or was he shoved in?
Checo and Kraft get the assist on number 4 this year for Dan Treble. He had gone 7 games and only picked up, this is just his 3rd point, but it's a big one indeed, giving Minnesota a 1-goal lead. Now on at center, Kelly Perreault ahead, looking for Jeff Herman. Then he spun off the puck by Johnson, who comes away with it. Left wing feed to Clark. Clark watched by Treble. Nice little drop pass, but a good reaction by Treble to take it away. Treble on steal again. And finds Kraft. A little outlet tip, and it brings Checo free to Kraft in the corner, centering it, and off the stick of the goaltender Savard. This is Woog in the corner, and Minnesota will go a man short. I think Kraft for interference, and Bowling Green, down by a goal, will have a power play chance to tie it on MSC. And this is a very important part of the game. With about 6 minutes left in regulation. Fry works his way in. Holzinger. Perreault to the corner for Fry, to Perreault again. And to Fry. Side, a shot by Crombie. Nice block by Zwackman. Perreault at the line, and now to Fry once more. They work it to the side. Here's Fry again. And Fry to the line for Perreault. They go cross rink. Puncher. Perreault. And a big block in front by Woog, who was stunned a bit by the shot. And it was a blast.
Well, he has turned his body. He went down to block the shot, but he took the protection away from himself, and that's why it hurt so much.
Crombie shooting it around. This is Fry behind the net. And out of the blue line for Punchard. Perreault is challenged by Woog, who takes them down. Punchard made a great play to keep the puck alive. And then it's swatted out by Checo.
Minnesota defenders doing a good job of blocking shots, not just the defensive, but also the forwards.
Half minute.
Says, I told Crowley, you pick the 5. Not working for me, so let's put the pressure on them. And he did, and he picked the right guys.
Savard playing it away. Perreault got it to the corner. Punchard is hit by Woog. Mike Hall. Treble shooting it in. Ooh, loose at the side. Woog has had an inspired 3rd period here. Treble. Kraft in front, and it's off his stick. Fry. Fair. And now in the corner, Punchard, long pass right under the stick of Crowley. He fakes the shot, moves in, and I think lost control of it. 95 seconds to go in regulation. They got a man breaking at the line. It's Fry! Out on the ice for the DU Arena at the University of Denver. The Golden Gophers return to WCHA play And the game comes to you live on MSC.
No question, but also cut off those rink-wide passes. Denver likes to make the long pass, so they'll put someone in the center and just try and shorten down a little bit and try and gain control of that puck.
Tom, I just noticed in this last sequence here that a D-to-D pass in this building is an adventure. There's Jeff Moan making a save in heavy traffic as they were closing in on him in a hurry. James Patterson, a freshman, was right on his doorstep. At the line, Petrie Gunther tried to play it in. That was blocked by Smith, and it's finally slipped deep into the Pioneer zone. A scoreless first period, 2.5 minutes in. And in the right wing corner, it's flipped around.
We're really seeing a physical brand of hockey from the Pioneers right now. They're taking the Gophers even when they don't have the puck. There could be some interference penalties called, but they're trying to play a little more physical. They have a bigger hockey club, and they want to use their size to their advantage.
Right from the face-off in the Denver end, Mike Crowley took charge of the puck, raced it behind the net, and centered it, but it was knocked out of the slot. Crowley has had an outstanding 6.5 minutes of play here. Here comes Crowley weaving it in, held up at the line at the last second by Sean Kurlik. But Crowley has just taken command of the game when that puck reaches his stick. Finally flipped cross rink by Warren Smith, still not out of the zone. And Kurlik gets it to center. This is Treble to Checo, but it hops off his stick. And Buzan plays it ahead. Now Buzan going back after the loose puck on the near boards. Tied up, and that allows Crowley to fire it around. Treble with an outlet pass, can't get it out. Now picked up by Checo, off a skate to Woog. And he never crossed the center line. Hockey at its best. Bonin and Krabs, and now Moe making a big save and a spectacular sprawl by Antti Laaksonen. And here's Treble to shovel it away. Now Nick Checo to center. Goes cross rink to Woog. They're onside. Woog right in on goal. And he was held up on the play. A good defensive move by Kurlak. Todd Kidd to center. Freshman D bringing it in. 3-2 Minnesota. They have traded goals through nearly 23 minutes of play here. At the line, Brent Carey to the side. Laaksonen shooting, Moan the save. Sprawling, no goal. And he holds on. Well, he was reaching way behind after that loose puck. Wasley after the puck. Pioneers changing on the fly. Long lead to Wyatt Smith breaking in. Half a step on the D. He's tripped up. There will be a penalty, even though Travis Smith got a piece of play. Here's Lafleur. Godbout. And intercepted at the line and shot all the way back down by Laaksonen. 7 left. Lafleur to center. Off the stick of Checo. And the penalty now is over as Patterson steps on in the midst of the line change right after the penalized player Travis Smith headed.
Reason for the success of the Gophers. Players also all the time talking about positions. If I get it, you go here. See Reggie Berg talking to Dan Woog and also to the guy they call Guy now. Of course, that's in reference to his 4 goals he scored in college hockey, all of them this year.
There's the Hardy's power play numbers. Gophers 1 for 3 tonight on their 4th. A minute left on the penalty to Kidd. And here's Lafleur from behind the net. Hollingshead in his own end. Nice block by Lafleur. And it's wrapped in front, but taken away by Hollingshead to Klasnick. Again, short-handed, 2-on-2. They bring it in. Dance around Godbout, get the shot off, but it was high. And put out of the zone. There's going to be a penalty coming up here. A delayed call on Denver. And
trying to do. Watch here, and you can see the reason for it. You see Bjork in the corner there pulling down. I believe it was Woog he pulled down.
Okay. You're hearing Doug Woog in the background there. Now the penalty is over. Here's
that may have been George saying it. We're going to put you back in. Just a little bit of a break here. I think he's just trying something here to see if he can get his team on track.
Okay, Tom, thanks. I heard a little voice. Wasn't sure who it was. Anderson taken down in the corner. 5 skaters aside, which has been an oddity in this period. For Denver, they're down by 3 goals. And unfortunately, I think the marble theory came into play here. As we told you, 4 straight minors in this period alone against Denver. And now this call has gone the other way, which I think it should have been even. At least 4 aside. They both could have been guilty of holding there. But anyway, 1:40 left in the power play as Moan swipes it off. Freshman from Anoka will join Ryan Lefevre in a moment. Here comes Bonin. Pass picked off by Woog. Did he step in front of that nicely? Got it to Cheka, who centers it. Too far for Mike Anderson. Denver gets it as far as the blue line, not out. Here's Treble again. Crowley. Anderson shooting, high one. Wallenheimo knocked it down. Back to pick it up is Anders Bjork, the sophomore. Carries it into the Minnesota end and overskates it. Shoots it wide of the target. Gunther rips away. That might have hit the mask of Moan.
Boy, I think he just caught a piece of the mask, but what a hard shot that was from Gunther.
I heard it smack something that sounded like plastic or metal. Treble floats it in. Hollingshead
They've got to be concerned with.
Hacker from the blue line shooting it deep. Warren Smith centered off the glove.